Good morning to all of you. Just wait for a few minutes. Students are joining. Let us start now. Am I audible? Can you hear my voice? Okay. So let us start. We were on contract of bailment in the last lecture. Let us see what is bailment. Section 148 defines bailment as follows. Please read. Bailment is delivery of goods by one person to another for some purpose. Delivery of goods. Delivery means transferring the goods to another person. So one person transfers the goods to another person for some purpose. So something is to be done on those goods. Read further. Upon a contract that they shall, they means what? Goods. Goods shall, when the purpose is accomplished. The purpose for which the goods are given, goods are transferred, goods are delivered, is accomplished. Accomplished is what? Fulfilled. Comma. The goods be returned or otherwise disposed of according to the direction of the person delivering them. So the goods are to be returned to the person delivering them or they are to be disposed of. Disposed of means what? Vilevat lavne. Disposed of. They are to be given to, rather, you can say, according to the directions of the person delivering them. Let us see the dictionary meaning of disposed of. Disposed of, meaning disposed. Vilevat lavli. Vilevat. Disposed of. So according to the directions of the person delivering them, they are to be disposed of. So what is to be done with those goods? The direction will be given by the person delivering them. They are either to be returned to him or they are to be disposed of according to directions of the person delivering them. Correct? So very simple thing, bailment. Goods are delivered, then given to somebody else, no, delivered to somebody else for some purpose. So something is to be done on those goods upon a contract. So it's a contract that when the purpose is accomplished is what? Fulfilled. The goods are to be returned or otherwise disposed of according to directions of the person delivering them. So the goods are to be returned or disposed of according to the direction of the person who delivered the goods. Correct? So basically there are two persons in this contract. Is it not? The person delivering the goods and the person to whom the goods are delivered. Correct? The goods are delivered for doing something on those goods. Once that purpose is done or satisfied or accomplished, the goods are to be returned. Correct? I gave you three examples. One is your bike is not working. You give it to the mechanic for repair. Correct? You give it to the mechanic for repair. The mechanic repairs the bike, makes the bike in a good condition that it can run on the road and returns back to you. You pay him the charges. Correct? Here you have not sold your bike to the mechanic, no? Here you have given your bike to the mechanic for some purpose. What is the purpose? For repairing. So this is the contract of bailment. Another example which I gave you is you bought a piece of cloth, rather shirt piece, and you go to the tailor. He takes the measurement of yours and you tell him to stitch a shirt. Correct, no? After stitching the shirt, he will return the goods to you and you will pay the stitching charges. Another thing is, let us take it in this example itself. Otherwise disposed of. Otherwise disposed of. Please mute yourself. It is causing Neha Chauhan. Please mute yourself. So you want to give the shirt to your friends, suppose. So you can give his measurement to the tailor, and someday after the completion of the stitching, you take the friend to the tailor, and the tailor delivers the goods, that is the shirt, to your friend. That is otherwise disposed of as per your directions. Correct? So now this is the second example. Third example is you give the clothes to the laundry for washing or ironing. Once the washing or ironing is done, the clothes are returned to you. You pay the charges of washing and ironing. Correct, no? So in all these three cases, goods are delivered to the other party for doing something on those goods. For some purpose, the goods are delivered. And when that purpose is fulfilled, the goods are returned to you, or they are disposed of according to your directions. So this is in short what is meant by bailment. Have you followed? Please read further. The person delivering the goods is called as bailer. Person delivering the goods is called as bailer. And the person to whom the goods are delivered is called as bailee. A bailer and bailee, there are two persons, or the parties to the contract of bailment are bailer and bailee. The person who delivers the goods, that means you, in all the examples, you are delivering the goods. Correct? So you are the bailer. And in three examples, in first example, the mechanic is the bailee. In second example, the tailor is the bailee. And in third example, the laundryman is the bailee. Correct, no? The person delivering the goods, keep this in mind. This may come as a multiple choice question. The person delivering the goods is called as dash. Four options will be there, and you will have to choose the correct option. Or the person to whom the goods are delivered in bailment is called as dash. Four options will be given. You have to select the correct option. Okay. So have you followed what is bailment? Let's go further. Essentials of bailment. Parties, minimum two parties are necessary. Second, this is a contract of bailment. See the heading. What is the heading? Contract of bailment. Correct, no? Delivery of goods for some purpose. We are writing the definition itself again, no? So for some purpose, the goods are delivered to the bailee. Correct? Next, delivery may be actual or constructive. Actual or constructive. Actual means actually handing over the goods to the bailee. And what is constructive? Suppose there is a machine. The size of the machine is of a room, equal to the room I am talking to you. Room. Size of the machine is equal to the size of the room. So it will be difficult to carry that machine to the engineer or mechanic. Correct, no? Or it will be very expensive to carry that machine to the mechanic or engineer. So in that event, the engineer or mechanic will be called at the place where the machine is, and they will repair it there and go away. So the delivery is given in the hands of mechanic or engineer, but that is not actual delivery. So the machine is stationed there. So machine is not picked up and handed over to the engineers or mechanics, but they are called. So the possession of the machine is given to them. It is not actual possession, but it is a constructive possession. Correct? Next point. Return of specific goods. So after the purpose is over, after the purpose is fulfilled, after the purpose is accomplished, the goods are to be returned. The goods will be returned. Next, change of possession and not ownership. Very interesting and very important point. Change of possession. Possession and not ownership. You are handing over the bike to the mechanic. Are you selling the bike to the mechanic? No. Is he purchasing the bike from you? No. But he is taking the bike only from you for the purpose of repairs. So you are not transferring the ownership to him, but you are transferring only possession to him. In case of example of tailor, are you selling the piece of cloth or shirt piece to him? No. No. You are not selling that piece of cloth to him. Same in the case of laundry. You are giving the clothes for ironing or washing, but you are not selling those clothes to him, the laundryman. Correct, no? So only possession is changing. Ownership is still with the baler. Baler, who is the baler? Baler is the person who is delivering the goods to the bailey. Okay. Next point is again very important. Bailment only of movable property. Only of movable property. So bailment can be possible only in case of movable property. Correct? Immovable property cannot be bailed. So there cannot be a bailment in case of immovable property. And last point is consideration. There has to be consideration in the bailment. Now kinds of or classification of bailments. Very sweet and short. Gratuitous bailment, that is bailment without consideration. Non-gratuitous bailment, bailment with consideration. On the basis of benefit, bailment for safe deposit, bailment for higher purpose. Commoditum bailment, goods lent to friend without consideration. Bailment by pledge or pawn, bailment for carrier, bailment for repairs. So these are the types of bailments. Now we come to the next part of the chapter, rights, duties and liabilities of bailer. Rights, duties and liabilities of bailer. Now see, bailer and bailee are part of the contract of bailment. So as we are discussing rights, duties and liabilities of bailer, we will have to see what are the rights, duties and liabilities of bailee also. Correct? So naturally, the duties of bailer are rights of bailee, and duties of bailee are rights of bailer. I will repeat. Duties and liabilities of bailer are rights of bailee, and duties and liabilities of bailee are rights of bailer. Keep this in mind and we will see. Point 1. Duties and liabilities of bailer. Point 1. To disclose faults in the goods bailed. To disclose fault means what? Some imperfection, some problem in the goods. Correct? So it is the duty of the bailer to disclose the faults in the goods bailed. Now, if suppose you are giving the bike for repair, and what is the fault in the bike, you know. So it is your duty to tell this to the mechanic that, see, this is the problem. If you do like this, you may get a shock, electric shock. So please do the needful. Why this is necessary? Because if you do not disclose this to the mechanic, he may get injured, no? So he may be at loss. You are following me? So if suppose the bike is giving shock, electric shock, this is a fault in the goods. Or if the kick of the bike is giving the injury, or it is, or it gives a reverse kick, like in field bikes. Now I don't know, but earlier the infield bikes used to give the reverse kick. If you kick the bike, though, the actual kick part of it used to come back in a very fast way. So it could injure you, something like that. So if some defect or some fault is there in goods, or if there is any problem in the goods, it is the duty of the bailer to disclose that fault to the bailee. Otherwise, bailee will suffer any loss, no, physical or money wise. So it is the duty of the bailee to disclose fault in the goods bailed. Correct? Point number 2. To duty to bear expenses. Duty to bear expenses. In case of gratuitous bailment, necessary expenses incurred by the bailee are to be repaid, and in case of non-gratuitous bailment, extraordinary expenses incurred by the bailee are to be repaid. Suppose the mechanic is your friend. He may not take his charges from you, but you will have to repay him the expenses incurred by him. Suppose a part is changed, a part of your bike is changed. You will have to pay for that part, no? He will not take his labor charges because he is your friend, but you will have to pay him, no? And in case of non-gratuitous bailment, extraordinary expenses incurred by the bailee are to be repaid. Correct? Next duty, to receive back the goods. After the purpose is over, the goods are to be taken back, no? After the repairs are done, the goods are to be taken back. So you have to take back the goods once the purpose is accomplished. Next, to indemnify the bailee against defective title of the bailer. Defective title is ownership. So if the bailer is not the owner, somebody else is the owner. Suppose the bailer has stolen the goods. Bailer has stolen the goods. So the title is defective. Title of the bailer is defective. Correct, no? Title of the bailer is defective. Defective means that is not a clear title. That there is no ownership with the bailer because the goods are stolen. And those stolen goods are given by the bailer to the bailee for doing something. Now the actual owner is somebody else, no? So he has lodged a police complaint, and police has come and arrested bailee because the goods are with him, no? So in that event, it is the duty of the bailer to indemnify the bailee. Indemnify means to make good the loss. To make good the loss. So any damage is caused to bailee, any loss is caused to bailee, it is to be compensated by the bailer. And why the loss is caused? Because of effective title of the bailer. Have you followed this? Let us go further. To indemnify the bailee for loss in case of premature termination of gratuitous bailment. Premature termination. Before the work is done, the goods are taken back. Try to understand. To indemnify the bailee for loss in case of premature termination of bailment. So before, when the contract of bailment is complete, when the something is to be done on the goods, and that something is already done. That something is already done. So before that something is already done, the goods are taken back. And because of that, if the bailee suffers any loss, then that loss is to be compensated by the bailer. Yes, somebody is speaking. What is that? Chalo, let us go further. Give possession of the goods to the bailee. Common sense hai. Unless the possession is given to the bailee, the purpose will not be accomplished. Something is to be done on those goods. That will not happen. No. So the possession of the goods is required to be given to the bailee. Let us go further. Again, same slide has come. Yes. Same slide has come, I suppose. Let us see whether the points are same. Duty to disclose the faults in the goods, yes. To bear expenses incurred in case of gratuitous bailment, okay. To give possession of the goods to the bailee, okay. Duty to receive back the goods. To indemnify the bailee loss cause of premature. To indemnify the bailee against the defective title of the bailer. All the points are covered. Okay, so slide is made double. Now these are the duties and liabilities of bailer we have seen. Now let us see rights of bailer. Your internet connection is unstable. Some problem at my side. Internet connection is unstable. So rights of bailer. Right to enforce bailee's duties. Right to enforce bailee's duties. So what are the duties of bailee? If the bailee does not fulfill those duties, bailer can take him to the court of law. Bailer can take him to the court of law. Enforcing duties means what? If the duties are not followed, then file a case for performance of the duties by the bailee. Okay. Second right, to claim damages in case of negligence. So if the bailee works negligently, negligence is opposite of diligence, निष्काळजीपणा. Okay. So if the bailee acts negligently, and the loss is caused to the bailor, bailor can claim the damages. Damages means what? Monetary compensation for the loss suffered. Now this is the right of bailor. So this will be the duty of bailee. What? To work diligently. Correct? We'll see that when we'll come to that. Third point. To avoid the contract in case of unauthorized use of the goods by the bailee. Avoid the contract. You have given the shirt for stitching. Next day you are passing by. You saw that he is cutting the cloth given by you. You go and ask him what you are preparing for, what you are doing, what is the position of the shirt. And if he replies you, I am cutting the pant from that cloth. What you will do? You have given measurement for shirt. He is cutting a pant from that. You will tell him, Mister, please stop the work and give back the cloth to me. I will get it stitched from somebody else. I had asked you to stitch a shirt and you are stitching a pant out of it. So this is called as avoiding the contract. In case of unauthorized use, you had authorized him to stitch a shirt, not a pant. Correct? In case of unauthorized use of the goods by the bailee. Point 4. To claim compensation. The spelling is wrong. In case of unauthorized use of the goods by the bailee. So if the bailee makes any unauthorized use, the bailor can claim compensation from him. That is the right of the bailor. Next, to claim compensation in case of unauthorized mixture of the goods which cannot be separated. First of all, it is the duty of the bailee not to mix the goods of the bailor with his own goods. Correct? First of all, it is the duty of the bailee not to mix the goods of the bailor with his own goods. Suppose if he mixes the goods with his own goods, then it is the duty or it is the responsibility of the bailee to separate the goods. Bailor's goods and bailee's goods. Separate the goods. And the expenses for this separation are to be done or borne by the bailee himself because he has mixed the goods. Correct, no? Now, if the goods cannot be separated as bailor's goods and bailee's goods, then the goods are lost and bailee will be responsible to pay compensation. That is the point. To claim compensation, that is the right of the bailor. To claim compensation in case of unauthorized mixture of the goods which cannot be separated. Is this point clear? Next point, point number 6. Right to demand return of the goods in case of gratuitous bailment. Gratuitous means what? Bailment without consideration. So in case of bailment without consideration, the bailor has a right to demand return of the goods at any time. Next point. 7th point, right to demand return of the goods at the end of bailment. So bailment is over, purpose is accomplished, right to ask for the return of the goods. Next point, to claim compensation in case of unauthorized retention of the goods. Retention means what? जानबूझ के रोक लेना. Unauthorized retention. So if the bailee is not returning the goods but unauthorizedly retaining it, Baler can claim compensation from him. Compensation is what? Nuksan bharpai. Correct? Next, right to demand accretion to the goods. Accretion, addition, increase to the goods. Suppose the goods which are given to the belly are livestock. Suppose a cow is given, correct? And then during the time the cow is with the belly, the cow delivers a calf, wasru, calf, wasru. So belly cannot say that you had delivered me only cow, so you take back the cow, I will not return the calf. Calf is the addition or accretion to the goods, no? Increase in the goods. So the belly has to return the cow as well as the calf. Next example, suppose the shares are given to the belly, shares, and the company declares bonus. Bonus is what? Shares are given for free to the existing shareholders. That is bonus. So this is a accretion or increase in the goods. So earlier, suppose the shares were 100 shares and the 100 shares were given to the belly. Okay. And company declares bonus 1:1 ratio. So for each share, the shareholder will receive one more share. So for 100 shares will be more shares, more 100 shares will be given. So there will be total 200 shares. So that is an increase in the goods. So that increase is also required to be returned to the baler. So it is the right of the baler to demand accretion to the goods. Next point, right to sue the wrongdoer. Wrongdoer, galat karne wala. Suppose somebody else is disturbing belly from possession, then a case can be filed against such person who is a wrongdoer, and in that case the court will grant compensation. That compensation will be shared by both baler and bailey. Correct? Now these 2 points, last 2 points, are common for bailey also. Rights of bailey are what? Right to sue the wrongdoer and right to share the compensation. These two rights are available to bailey also. We will discuss them when we will discuss about rights of bailey. Okay. Chalo, let's go further. Rights, duties, and liabilities of bailey. Rights, duties, liabilities of bailey. Duties and liabilities of bailey. Point 1. Duty to take reasonable care of goods bailed. Reasonable care. Reasonable care of goods bailed. So care means what? To look after, to handle carefully the goods of the bailer. Correct? No? Reasonable care. So what is the requirement? Reasonable care is required to be taken of the bailer's goods. So what do you mean by reasonable care? A person who takes the care of his goods, a similar type of care is to be taken of the bailer's goods. So in case of his own goods, what type of care the bailey would have taken? Same type of care or same kind of care is to be taken of the goods of the bailer. You are following me? It's a habit to take much more care of our own goods and not to take care of another's goods. Correct? But that is not the requirement here. The duty is cast upon the bailey to take reasonable care of the goods bailed. So as a prudent man would take the care of his own goods, same care is to be taken of bailor's goods. Correct? Point number 2, not to make unauthorized use of goods bailed. So this was the right, no, of bailor. Let us see where it is. See this point 4. To claim compensation in case of unauthorized use by the goods bailed. This is the right of the bailor. Now, what is the duty of the bailee? Not to make any unauthorized use. Correct? Not to make unauthorized use of goods bailed. Next, to return the goods. When the purpose is accomplished, it is the duty of the bailee to return the goods. Correct? Next, if goods are not returned, bailee is responsible to the bailor for loss suffered by the bailor. So if the goods are not returned, the bailee will have to compensate the bailor for the value of the goods. What loss bailor has suffered? The value of the goods, no? So that much amount is to be compensated. Next, not to mix the goods bailed with his own goods. So bailee is not supposed to mix the goods with his own goods. This point also we have discussed in rights of bailor. Suppose if he mixes the goods, bailee mixes the goods, and if the goods are separable, the expenses of the separation are to be borne or paid by the bailee. And if the goods are not separable, then it is the duty of the bailee to compensate for loss of goods. Okay. To return the accretion to the goods. It was the right of the bailor to take back the accretion to the goods, addition to the goods, increase in the goods. And next, not to set up an adverse title. Adverse title means what? He should not treat the goods as if he is the owner of the goods. Goods are owned by bailor. He should not say that I am the owner of the goods. Who? Bailee. Correct? So these are the duties and liabilities of bailee. Now we will stop here. We will have a break. We will sharp meet at 9 o'clock. Okay. So please be attentive. You will return back sharp at 9 o'clock. Okay. You will return back at 9 o'clock.
वो नहीं बनाई ले जाने की।
Are you back? वापस आ गए क्या? Are you back? Some new students are joining. Let them join. So let us start now. So we discussed about duties and liabilities of Bailey. Now, rights of Bailey. Rights. Bailey's rights. Right to claim damages for loss suffered because of non-disclosure of faults in the goods by the bailor. So this was the duty of the bailor to disclose the material faults in the goods. Is it not? This was the duty of the bailor to disclose the material faults in the goods. Now, if suppose bailor does not disclose the faults, and because of that, that bailee suffers a loss. That loss can be asked for by the bailee from the bailor. That is the right to claim damages for loss suffered because of non-disclosure of faults in the goods by the bailor. Next is right to claim reimbursement of expenses incurred